What's up, dudes? It's Gaz again, back here with another video on the Wukong Rework. So, this video assumes that you know how most of Wukong's abilities work, and you're just looking to have some more fun with him, maybe learn some more synergies on how to make him super powerful, and that's what we're going to be going over today in the video. So, I'm going to make it quick and to the point. This is going to be a pretty quick one for you today, guys. We're going to show you how to get red crits with his iron staff. We're going to show you some top tier weapons for the clone to use. And then we're going to go over some hilarious stuff at the end with the updated Cloud Stalker build that I actually have been really having a lot of fun with. So let's go over it. Let's first show you how to get red crits with the Iron Staff, his exalted weapon. So what you're going to be wanting to do here, guys, is you're wanting to put a Gladiator mod on your build for your Warframe. You also want to use the Primal Rage Augment mod. I'm also using Arcane Avenger. You don't need to put Arcane Avenger on here, but if you want like perma red crits when you get a 3 combo multiplier, you are going to want Arcane Avenger. If you don't, you're going to be getting like some red crits, mostly orange crits. You also want to be putting a critical chance mod on your Iron Staff for your Wukong Warframe. If you don't put a critical chance mod on there, it's going to be a lot lower probability to be getting these red crits when you get fully stacked up. Additionally, you want to put all 3 of the Gladiator set mods you can put on your Sentinel Helios Prime on a Deconstructor Prime weapon. And Helios Prime is the only one that works for this, guys, because there's a Sentinel melee weapon called Deconstructor Prime, and only Helios Prime can equip it for some reason. So if you want to be doing this, you will need to be using the Helios Prime Sentinel. Also, the way the Augment mod works for his staff, you need to actually kill some like really easy adds before you start wailing on the big guys. So that's why we have some chargers here. This is basically just showing you all the setup. We killed the chargers first, then we started to go for the Nox. The reason I'm showing Nox here is because his staff is going to insta-kill pretty much every other enemy that's not a Nox. So I had to spawn an enemy that could actually survive a couple hits. So as you see, we're getting lots of orange crits, some red crits as well. Also, I did learn that Wukong's second ability, the Cloud Walker, actually will set enemies up for finishers. So when we're going over some of the top tier weapons for the clone to use, we will also be discussing the possibility of using a dagger with Wukong, which I actually have found very effective. And yeah, let's just quickly show that one more time. So you want to be running the Primal Rage Augment mod, which doesn't really give you too much critical chance, but when you're trying to get red crits, you need to get every little bit of critical chance you can on this thing, guys. So yeah, like I said, crit chance on the staff, all the Gladiator mods wherever you can fit them. You don't really need to put one on the frame. You can still get red crits without it on the frame, for what I found, but it's a lot more consistent if you have it on the frame as well. And I had a slot on my build, so I'm like, why not? And you do need to stack it up. With my build, you get about 21% critical chance per kill, so that's going to be about like 7 enemies to get the 150 you need for the full 150. So yeah, pretty nice stuff. It does increase your DPS a lot, but it does kind of sacrifice some of the options you're going to have. So you won't be able to run a Cavat, you won't be able to run like Worm Prime, Death Cube, whatever you're into, because you will be stuck with the Helios Sentinel. And me personally, I don't really run the Helios Sentinel very often unless there's like a new update that just came out and there's a ton of stuff I need to scan. So me personally, I probably won't be using this too much, but I will be rocking Arcane Avenger on Wukong for the foreseeable future, because that will still work on his staff, no problem. Okay, so now that we've gone over that, how to get those red crits, let's actually go over some top tier weapons for using with Wukong and his clone. We'll show some examples as well. So, tested a lot of stuff today, guys, and all the stuff with the stars next to it I consider to be very high tier, but everything on this list is really strong, so don't feel bad if you're not using just the stuff with the stars next to it. Something to mention with secondaries, though. It is actually a pretty big problem. There are many secondaries that would be really high tier for the clone if they did not have this really stupid mechanic where after they empty a magazine, the clone will reload the gun twice in a row for no reason. So it will expend the entire magazine. For example, this happens with the Euphona Prime. The Euphona Prime would actually be a lot stronger for the Wukong clone, but once the magazine's expended, it will reload it twice in a row without even like shooting anything. So that kind of ruins it, guys. The DPS is like basically terrible. So that's it. Honestly, the Galaxian Vandal, I thought that was one of the best primaries. Let's quickly show that. So the problem with the Galaxian Vandal is, unfortunately, has some range issues. We are also going to be showing Riven mods and most of this stuff just to show like the max potential. So I'm just gonna quickly show, with a lot of beam weapons, the Wu clone, it kind of just like is stupid sometimes. So like, see, it's trying to shoot these enemies that are like way too far away, and it just doesn't get it. So we're gonna have to reposition the clone if it wants to hurt these things. But the good thing is, once it actually is able to shoot, it hits them pretty hard, and it's gonna shred through their armor. These guys are only level 100, so it's not like anything really crazy. But honestly, you should probably just be using your Iron Staff against these guys in the first place. The main reason the Galaxian Vandal is very powerful, in my opinion, is because the clone will actually switch targets extremely quickly with the Galaxian Vandal. The Amprex is a similar situation. The Amprex also has the chaining, which is really nice. And then don't forget, you can also shoot as well. So the way you actually get the clone and the actual Warframe to be using the same weapon at the same time is you basically unequip every weapon but the one you want to have equipped. So, for example, if I wanted to just only have a Maratron, I'd unequip all weapons. I would not even have a melee equipped, and I'd just have the Maratron equipped, and I'd have 2 Maratrons at that point. So speaking of the Maratron, let's quickly show that one. Very powerful. This is probably one of the most powerful weapons in the game. I mean, period, but it's also extremely powerful for this clone. Again, I do have a rhythm mod, so you would have a slightly different build than I do. But yeah, we're just going to show the damage, and wowee, this is some nasty damage right here. Level 100 gunners, I think it takes like 2 or 3 shots. It took like maybe 4 or 5 shots, actually. When we actually manually target an enemy with the selection ability, it is 2 shots, so yeah, pretty insane, guys. I'd say this is probably the best weapon in the game for the clone, and it doesn't work really great at super long ranges, but it is a shotgun pistol, so you know what you're signing up for when you get it. Okay, so additionally, Sakura Penta. I thought Sakura Penta was really good. Part of that, though, is that just explosive weapons in general are really good with the clone. So the Tsar is really good. The Tsar was in my video yesterday. Sakura Penta also, if you have a ribbon for that, I'm going to suggest you use the Napalm augment mod for the Sakura Penta. If you don't have the Napalm augment mod, I would not recommend the weapon, pretty much. Because the way the Napalm augment mod works is it makes it you can just like instantly explode the shots when you fire it at people. Okay, so let's go over. So you see I have like the Static Core on here, Sancti Gastanas. Sancti Gastanas are actually really good as well, because the Sancti Gastanas, for some reason the clone just spams the shots. It never reloads, it just keeps spamming and spamming these explosives. They actually have really good Riven disposition and really good damage. So I'd recommend the Sancti Gastanas, but they're not really worth like completely building just for this. But yeah, as I was saying, you might notice the melee section has stars around the Daggers. So the reason for that, guys, is that actually the Daggers have really good DPS when you're targeting an enemy with it. Let's quickly just show that. And also, you can do finishers with the cloud thing. So we're going to show that right here. I'm going in, I'm activating the cloud, and these guys are set up for finishers. Instantly dead, the Covert Lethality mod. That guy's been targeted manually. He's getting chunked really hard by this Daggers, which is kind of insane, actually. Like, I didn't expect the DPS. The DPS just seems higher for some reason. Like, higher than it should be. I'm going to show me attacking this enemy here with my manual attacks, and it's nowhere near as strong as the clone for some reason, and the clone doesn't even have that high of increased damage, so I don't know what's going on there, but whatever, it works. But the big thing about melees, guys, is that your staff is probably going to be more powerful than most melees in the game. So the Sylvan Aegis Prime, really good. Plague Zaws, extremely good as well. Plague Zaws are probably like 2nd or 3rd place as far as melees are concerned. But yeah, Dagger Zaw I think is going to be #1. The Dagger Zaw I was using there is a suboptimal build, but it still like gets the job done. Like this is one of the first Zaws I ever built. And the reason it's suboptimal is that it has this Plague Aquin grip. The Plague grips, guys, don't really have amazing stats. They're more like in between stuff. They're not min-max in any direction. They're mostly just for fashion frame, in my opinion. I think this grip looks really cool. But I would personally want to make this faster. Like, get a faster grip, and it will be better overall for just finishers, which is what daggers are mostly for. So that's pretty much it for the weapons. I could show videos for all this stuff, but it would be a super long video. But just trust me that I've tried all the things that are shown here. Besides the comb, I actually had someone test the comb for me, because I don't really have a god tier comb ribbon or anything like that, and they said it was extremely powerful. So I'm going to take their word for it, and if you have a comb ribbon, I definitely would try it out on this clone, and let me know how you feel about it in the comments, okay? So that's it for the weapons. Let's quickly show the improved Cloud Stalker from yesterday. And guys, you can't hear the audio for what was going on in the background for this, but I was laughing so hard while doing this. So instead of the Tsar for the Cloud Stalker AC 130 build, we're actually using the Phantasma instead. The Czar is still going to work perfectly fine, but we actually get to use Arcane Tempo when we're using the Phantasma because it's a shotgun. So here's the Phantasma build. Basically just going to be spamming shots. I should probably throw some fire rate on here, honestly. But yeah, so here's what happens. We actually have a really high duration build on our Wukong, and it's completely meant about just staying in the air with the aim glide gravity mods and really high duration on your 2. You also want to throw out your clone. So your clone is actually going to be pretty tanky because you're going to be constantly in your Cloudwalker healing it, so it can actually fight enemies at this level. So yeah. Does this look intended? It doesn't really look intended to me. The fact that you're like walking on the air just looks kind of silly. But yeah, this is the Cloud Stalker build, new and improved, with you your suggestions from the comments, guys. You're gonna have a hard time hitting the ground, and the funny thing is, if you actually keep refreshing Zenerek, you will be able to stay in the air for a good amount of time. You can even use energy pads mid-air if you really want to just never touch the ground because it's lava or whatever. Definitely could recommend this for some good fun, but make sure you're using some like weapon you don't really need to aim super precisely because you're going to be jumping back and forth with Cloudwalker constantly. So yeah, that's going to be it for the video, guys. This is just a for fun vid showing you how to get the red crits, showing you some good weapons, and showing you the new and improved Cloud Stalker. I hope you guys found this helpful. This will probably be the last video on Wukong unless some new strat is discovered that is super fun. There actually was a bug on PC where if you like spammed the first ability really hard, you could actually make infinite clones, and that got nerfed within the first day. So hopefully someone uploads some video of that. I actually couldn't get it to work. I was like trying pretty hard to get it to work, but yeah, I just couldn't get it to work. So hopefully someone does upload that because that was pretty hilarious to see. I saw some pictures of that. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for checking it out. Please like, share, subscribe, and take it easy, guys. Peace.